Hello, in this video we are going to know about resistors and resistance, also the difference between resistors and resistance if you have doubt with it. We know that the general meaning of resistance is to oppose or object someone or something. However, when it comes to electricity, the resistance is opposing of electrons. By opposing of electrons means in any material, if there is not enough room for the electrons in the shells of the atoms to fit within, then the electrons cannot flow or only few electrons can flow through the material. Then that makes a material to have higher resistance. As you might already know, the materials that are high in resistance are insulators. Examples glass, wood, plastic, rubber. Now what's the difference between resistance and resistors? Well, resistance is where the materials already possess some resistance within them without adding any resistance to them. But resistors are components which are connected in circuits where they are intentionally added with some resistance of a particular value so that we can use them in circuits to achieve desired outputs. Now, resistors come in a lot of different types, such as fixed resistors, variable resistors. But in this video, I am going to cover only four types of resistors and fixed resistors. I might make another separate video to explain about all other different types of resistors. So, fixed resistors. A fixed resistor is where it has a resistance value that cannot be changed. Symbol for fixed resistor. International standard symbol for fixed resistor is, and American standard symbol for fixed resistor is. Now let's look at these four types of resistors in fixed resistors. Metal film resistor, carbon film resistor, carbon composition resistor, wire wound resistor. Metal film resistor. The metal film resistor has an insulator which is a ceramic material in cylindrical shape surrounded or coated with the metal which is usually nickel chromium also known as nichrome. Nichrome is a good conductor of electricity but not good as other conductors such as copper or silver, which means nichrome has higher resistance than copper or silver. Also, the electrical energy is converted to heat energy in resistors, and nichrome can withstand higher temperatures, which makes it too ideal to use in resistors. Then the metal is cut in helical shape as you can already see it here. But to have a good picture, the helical shape would be like this. The less the cuts are, the lower the resistance. The more the cuts are, the higher the resistance. This is because, as we know, the resistance decreases if cross-sectional area increases, and resistance increases if cross-sectional area decreases. Then, when less cuts are made in helical shape to the cotton metal, the cross-sectional area remains more and resistance for resistor decreases. Also, when more cuts are made in helical shape to the cotton metal, the cross-sectional area decreases, then resistance for resistor increases. This is how the resistor's resistance can be determined while producing them. Also, the length of metal and thickness provided while coating it on ceramic also play the role in resistance value of resistor. So after giving desired helix shape to the metal on ceramic, the other metal end caps are now situated to each end while combining the ends of nichrome metal ends to them, and then which are attached to lead wires or sometimes lead wires are directly connected to nichrome endings. Then the body of resistor is protected with paint or plastic. After that, the color codings are coated on them in order to know the value of particular resistor. Yeah, I will explain more about color codings later in this video. Some characteristics of metal film resistors are the metal film resistors have tolerances as 0.5%, 1%, 2%. Temperature coefficient of metal film resistors is 50 to 100 ppm per K. Metal film resistors have good noise characteristics. Also, the metal film resistors have long-term stability. Now, carbon film resistor. Carbon film resistor is also made similar to the metal film resistor, but the carbon film is coated on ceramic instead of metal film and cut into helical shape of desired amount. Some characteristics of carbon film resistors are power rating of carbon film resistors range from 0.1 to 5 watts to 5 watts at 70 degrees Celsius. Resistance of carbon film resistors range from 10 ohms to 10 mega ohms. Operating range is from minus 55 degrees Celsius to 155 degrees Celsius. Carbon film resistors have 200 to 600 working voltage range. Carbon composition resistor. Now carbon composition resistor is made different. A mixture of finely powdered carbon and an insulating material like ceramic which is also powder or held together by a resin which then forms a cylindrical shape. Now ratio between carbon and ceramic powder determines the resistance of particular carbon composition resistor. The carbon is good conductor and ceramic is bad conductor. So if quantity of carbon is more while adding carbon and ceramic mixture together, it results in low resistance, and if quantity of carbon is less while adding carbon and ceramic mixture together, it results in high resistance. And wirelets are metal end caps to which the lead wires are attached. Then they are combined to ends of resistive element which is mixture of carbon and ceramic here. Then it is coated with protective or insulating layer and painted for color coding of its value. Characteristics of carbon composition resistors are: carbon composition resistors change value with over voltage. Carbon composition resistors are not good in humid environments. With time, they lose stability. They have 5% of tolerance. Carbon composition resistors are non-inductive. Range of carbon composition resistors is from some fractions of ohm to 22 mega ohms. They can withstand during short-term overloads. Now, wire-wound resistor. Usually, nickel chromium or nichrome wire is winded around an insulator such as ceramic, plastic, or fiberglass core. The number of turns of nichrome wire and the spacing between them determine the resistance value. If the turns of wire are less, the lesser resistance. If the turns are more, the more the resistance. Then the ends of nichrome wire are soldered to two caps or rings on the both ends. Then, for protection purposes, it is coated with a layer of paint, molded plastic, or an enamel coating. The resistor we discussed now is high power resistor, where it can withstand high temperatures. Low power resistors are made similar to high power resistors, but in small size compared to high power resistors. Also, we can see the metal end caps attached to nichrome wire endings, and thereby lead wires are attached to metal end caps at the ends of the low power resistor. Characteristics of wire-wound resistors. Wire-wound resistors can withstand temperatures up to 450 degrees Celsius. Large wire-wound resistors are rated for 1000 watts or more. The resistive element is in coils, so they have undesirable inductance than other types of resistors. Now the color coding. The resistors can have color bands anywhere from 3 bands to 6 bands, with 4 bands being the most common. This is a table to know the resistance of any resistor which has color bands on it. Let's take an example of a resistor. So this resistor has 4 color bands. So for 4 band resistor, the first color indicates first digit, second color indicates second digit, third color indicates multiplier, and fourth color indicates tolerance. So first color is brown, so the first digit is 1, and second color is green, so second digit is 5. Third color is red, so the multiplier is 10 to the power of 2, which is 100. Now let's multiply the two digits with 100. So 15 into 100, which gives 1500. So the resistance value of this resistor is 1500 ohms. Also, the fourth color is gold, which means tolerance is 5%. It means for this resistor, the resistance can go anywhere between less than 1500 ohms of 5% to more than 1500 ohms of 5%. So, by calculations, 5% of 1500 is 75. So, 1500 minus 75 is 1425, and 1500 plus 75 is 1575. So the resistance for this resistor can vary anywhere between 1425 to 1575 ohms. Hope you got to know about some resistors and resistance. Thank you for watching this video.